We are back at Andy Anders Field, Boyd Arnold Stadium here in Hampton, Arkansas tonight. The 38th meeting between the Junction City Dragons and Hampton Bulldogs. Junction City leads the series 27-10, and one of the reasons, the main reason they got such a big lead in this series, the Dragons have won the last 11 games in a row against the Bulldogs, and 7 of those wins have been shutouts. So Junction City, especially under Coach David Carter, I think has only had one loss since he's been at Junction to the Bulldogs. And another thing we mentioned, Junction City's won 19 conference games in a row, going for number 20 tonight. That's the second longest streak in school history. And since 2006, the Dragons have an overall record of 82-12. Jacob, that's a heck of a lot of winning.
It sure is.
And hopefully tonight, if things go right, they should continue that. The Dragons, as we talked about, a couple things they need to work on, and a couple things they're doing good. We mentioned that in the pregame. But one thing that's been a concern to Coach Carpenter has been during actually all 4 games, there's been those moments, those series where the Dragons they seem to lose focus. You talked about that a little while ago. Got a feeling Coach Carpenter's going to try to get that corrected. What do you do to keep that focus? You talked about being focused. Now, what do you do to keep that? Because against Rising, it allowed them to get back into the game. Yes. A game Junction City was in control of.
Well, first of all, it starts at practice. You have to, Monday when you come out there and you get ready for practice, you have to be locked in and ready to go and know your assignments from watching film and from being prepared. And then you also have to know no lead safe. And especially as we were mentioning before, the name your score games, they should win these next, probably just win out the regular season. But when it gets to the playoffs, no lead safe. The other team's fighting hard to get back into the game. So you just can't get comfortable. I guess that's the main thing. You can't get comfortable until it's zeros on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Well, one of the things he mentioned, like I was talking about in our production meeting, was you got to correct the mistakes. And he kept talking about that. He said, especially when you go out and you have a game under control. He said, we had the Rising game under control.
Yes.
And then we, 2 touchdowns, total of 5 yards, and Rising's right back in it. He said, if you don't correct the mistakes, if you have weaknesses you can't overcome, they're going to find you out in the playoffs.
Yes, that's just like with film exchange. If they keep, the quality coaches around the state, if they keep seeing something week after week that's not being corrected or that's not being done the way it should, then you guarantee it that they're putting it in a play to work through that, to exploit any weakness that you possibly have. And when you get late in the playoffs, there's a lot of film, that's a lot of plays, and that's a lot of evidence there to see if you've actually improved on what they may have saw.
And that's very true, because something to think about, most of the season, especially the regular season, teams are going to see probably 2 games, maybe 3, depending if they know this coach or that. Everybody knows how that goes.
Definitely.
But when you get to the playoffs, teams that have the connections, especially like you, and a good point, you had the quality coaches, they're going to look at that 8, 9, 10 games they're able to get their hands on and go, you know what, these guys seem to go into a lapse in the second half. Guys, if we can hang tough with them,
we'll have a chance.
We have a chance. And when you give that team that hope, especially a quality team that's got a quality coach, it can cause you problems. But right now, the officials are on the field, and the Bulldogs have their, I guess that's a big blow up or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what it is. That's the largest Bulldog I have ever seen, though, folks. They got him ready. And right now we're waiting on the Dragons. I see the captains coming. So right now they're waiting on the captains to get out here to do the coin toss and everything. And while we're waiting on that, let's talk about the sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. The pregame show tonight was brought to you by Junction City Pharmacy and Junction City Floors. Miss Sharon and Mr. Steve Williams, owners of Junction City Floors. Any kind of gifts, folks, weddings, showers, baby gifts, whatever you want to call it, Miss Sharon can fix you up. Go by and see her. Junction City Pharmacy, Mr. Leon and Miss Sherry Hines, another great sponsor of the Dragon Sports Network. Stop by and see our wide selection of gifts for baby, wedding, birthdays. Visit our soda fountain for a cool treat. Let us fill all your pharmaceutical needs. And your hometown pharmacy and gift headquarters. That is Junction City Pharmacy. So go by and see Mr. Leon, Miss Sherry. Like I said, they got some stuff they can help you out with. as far as gifts and everything. And if you got any prescriptions need filling,
That's the place to get it done.
that's the place to get it done. McDonald's Grocery, home of the famous link sandwich. Jacob, I could eat 10 of them at a time, I believe.
It's not
I love
good for
them
you.
things. But that's not all they got there. They got everything from gas to groceries. I'd like to say grass. Grass to groceries. I don't think I can do that. Gas to groceries. But here's another thing, Mr. Rhett. If you have a event, whether it's like a wedding, a corporate event, church event, family event, whatever, you need some catering done, go by and see Mr. Red Henry. He can get it done for you. Very, very good selection too to choose from for your event. Does everything from fish to steaks to barbecue. That's McDonald's Grocery, located, of course, right as you come into Junction City from the Arkansas side. Another fine sponsor, STI Sims. They're one of the world's leading integrators of emissions and opacity monitoring systems. With over 140 years combined experience, you can depend on STI when it comes to maintaining uptime and compliance in your air emission sampling and reporting requirements. They've been in business since 2003 and a fine sponsor of the Dragon Sports Network. Everybody's had them old schedules over the year, the pocket schedules, the big schedules and everything. They wouldn't look right if it didn't say Blackman Supply on there. They have taken care of all the scheduling needs, I guess you say, getting them printed for the last 30 years. And we want to mention them because they have been a great supporter of Junction City athletics for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Blackman Supply in Junction City. Captains are on the field for Junction City. Let's see, we get everything here kind of a little tight on space.
The captains for Junction City, number 31, DeMario Hayes, and number 57, Jamarquez Owens.
Can you get the captains for Hampton there? Give me the numbers and I'll see if the names match up.
80.
Number 80 for Hampton is Riley Chandler.
And one, I'm not sure of the other one. Let me, 1 second here.
Got them blocked, there's hard to see, but waiting on the coin toss and all.
$55.
55 for the Bulldogs is Justin Bland. All right, Junction City will kick. Bulldogs, of course, will receive, and I believe the Dragons are going to defend the north end zone, and the Bulldogs have the south. All right, about ready to get it started here. And up here in Calhoun County, they still love their AC/DC. They got it cranked up. So we get ready for the Junction City Dragons to take on those canines from Calhoun County, the Hampton Bulldogs. Dragons are down behind the sign waiting for them to do their run through. And of course, this is Breast Cancer, I believe, Awareness Month.
Yes,
I'm not
definitely.
sure. Something like that.
So there's pink throughout the stands.
We got Coach Hutch up here with me. We may get him to do a little basketball talk here in a little while. Okay. I think they're trying to wait each other out here. And here come the Dragons. Junction City taking the field and still waiting on the Dogs. Junction City comes in with a record of 4-0, like we said in the pregame show. Jacob in control of the 8AA conference race.
Definitely in the driver's seat, no doubt.
And now I believe the Bulldogs getting ready. Here they come. The Hampton Bulldogs take the field. Not a very big crowd here tonight for the canines from Calhoun County. It's about a third full over there, but nonetheless, first-year coach Wes Abels, former player here at Hampton, has, of course, in his first year, and he's trying to get things back to where they used to be. Hampton back in the day, very tough team, especially back in the 80s. In the old 7AA with Nashville, Prescott, DeQueen, all of them, back when Ronald Meadows was toting the football. The Bulldogs had a very,
one of
very
the dirty
good
dozen.
team. So, of course, the last several years they've kind of slipped, and Abel's hoping that he can get things going. Junction City's kickoff unit on the field now, and we're about set to get the 38th renewal of the Bulldogs and Dragons underway. Of course, kicking off Junction City, Jarkel Brown. The Bulldogs have back deep. Let's see, number
2 and number 7.
Number 2 and number 7, Leandre Johnson and Trey Moore. Now, folks, I will tell you now, we got the schedule from Hampton, and then they sent word over that, hey, it might not be quite right. We had some guys quit. We changed some numbers up on players, so we're hoping we're giving you the right names and numbers, but we're going to go with what they give us. Okay, Jarkel Brown got it teed up, puts his foot to it, and we're underway. Cross kick goes over. It's going to be fielded by number 80, and he is immediately taken down at the 32-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will go to work, 1st and 10. That was Zach Murphy.
Number 20, Sam Williams on the tackle for the Dragons.
And another guy that we hadn't mentioned quite a good bit, but another speedster there.
Definitely, no doubt.
Can move it. Of course, like we talked about in pregame, Jacob, a lot of speed. Dragon defense and offense loaded. All right, the Dogs ready to go to work from the 32, 1st and 10. They got a single back, got everything in time. Quarterback, let me see if I can get his number here in a minute, I'll tell you. He's going to keep, picks up about 4. And is brought down by number 7 for Junction City, Keandre Evans.
Triple option look right there
and
from the
also
Bulldogs.
Armstrong in on the tackle.
Triple option look right there from the Bulldogs. That's kind of familiar coming off of last night's ball game with Harding, but definitely if run the right way, a very explosive offense.
Especially if you got the personnel that can do it.
Definitely.
So let's call it 2nd and about 6 for the Bulldogs. There's a give to the fullback, 24, and I believe nowhere to go. We'll say he lost a couple, baby. That'll bring up 3rd, and we'll call it about 7 or 8. 24 for Hampton, the fullback. That is James Harrison.
And Josh Armstrong's making his presence felt early here tonight. His first tackle of the evening.
Well, we talked about him pregame, all over the field, everywhere. This is going to bring up 3rd, and let's call it about 7. Let's call it about 6 for the Bulldogs. They're going to mark them for a 0 gain on that one. Junction City got about 7 in the box. Here's a give, nowhere to go. Down he goes, hit hard.
Stop right there.
And brought down.
Armstrong again, along with Robert Armstrong on the stop, 4th down.
You know what? It's get to where we don't even have to. That's number 4, and everybody knows who we're talking about.
Definitely.
All right, so it brings up 4th down and about 4 for Hampton, and the punt team on the field and dropping back at about the 35-yard line, hoping to get a chance to return it. Jaquise Dancy is about at the 38, and Jarkel Brown is in deep formation at about the 29. 4th and 4, the Bulldogs punting. There's the punt. It's going to go to Dancy. Dancy fields it at the 34. Dancy's at the 40. Dancy dances back across the middle. He's at the 45. He dances to the outside.
He's got room.
He's got room at the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30. Jaquise Dancy is going to take this one to the house, and the Dragons
flag on the play. Launcher on the field. Flag on the play.
And okay,
that's probably going to be a clip.
We have a flag now, so hold everything. And let's see what we. Okay, I see it now. If I ask y'all where's it at, I see it now. I couldn't tell what happened.
I couldn't tell who it was.
And the officials talking it over.
I did see one clean block, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the flag is.
I'm not sure what
flag is on.
That one on the sideline, he was about even, from what I saw.
I did see. The one guy I saw running with him, he didn't even have to block him. Dancing and left him, so he never touched him.
It wasn't clipping. It was holding, though.
And they're going to call.
Why are they saying the flag is there? That's about 10 yards down. Look where he hit him at.
All right, we're waiting. Okay, now they're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. So Junction City give Dancy 26 yards on the return instead of 66. But the Dragons are going to start with good field position, 1st and 10.
And in a situation like that, you know, when the guy's got open field, you might just want to just, you know, he's going to coast. I know you're looking for the big hit, you know, but you just got to let him go in that situation.
All right, Randall Holyfield. Well, now we got an official timeout. And apparently these officials think we're here to watch them. I mean, come on. Okay, he's talked to Holyfield for a second. Now we're ready to go. Holyfield in the gun. He's got Dancy beside him. Sailor Wilson split to the Dragon side of the field. Holyfield drops back, throws it low, incomplete. Hey, he had the man open there.
About a 5-yard cushion right there from the corner, and he had him open. Just couldn't deliver the football.
Kind of like he needs to kind of step into it a little more there. He, like I said, he had the man. They had twins over to the far side set. So the Dragons come out ready to throw. They'll bring up 2nd and 10. Same formation, same personnel. Jarkel Brown, and I believe I can't tell who's on the far side. They're sitting twins. Holyfield snap to him. He's going to keep it. He's at the 40, 35. Holyfield at the 30. Holyfield at the 20. Holyfield at the 10. Down to about the 5-yard line. A nice run by Randall Holyfield. It'll give the Dragons a 1st and goal from the 5.
Just a quarterback keeper, and Dancy led him to the left side. Got a good push block on the outside, and Holyfield cut it upfield for a big gain. The Dragons in the red zone early.
9:30 to go, first quarter. And like you said, Jacob, first red zone opportunity for Junction City. All right, Bale split out wide. Dragons got a slot back, got Holyfield in the gun. Holyfield throws. Sailor Wilson, touchdown. Junction City. And the Dragons draw first blood.
Waste no time at all. A little out route right there. Executed well.
And, you know, one guy that we hadn't mentioned enough is Sailor Wilson. Another guy that is a weapon on this team. Very good set of hands on him.
Definitely.
And when you got him, Jarkel, I mean, you got an offense that could easily put 50 a game up.
Oh, no doubt. The guys,
once they really get clicking.
Yes, you know, the guys, you know, may not get their name in the paper all the time, but that are key plugs in this offense for the Dragons, and that's one of them in Sailor Wilson.
The PAT is up and good. And with 9:21 remaining in the first quarter, Junction City leads 7-0. So the kickoff unit for the Dragons back on the field. And just a reminder, some of the fine sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network: McDonald's Grocery, Junction City Pharmacy, and Junction City Florist, bringing you this first quarter. So, kind of what you expected to see there, minus the return getting called back. Questionable call.
Definitely.
I mean, I'll come on out and say it. I think it was. But what do you think about the offense on that first possession?
Oh, looked good. With 4-play drive, 3-play drive, you know, scored quickly. But the thing you really want to look for is see how the defense responds. You know, they don't want to get too complacent here and just, kind of want to suffocate this offense here and give their offense, the Dragon offense, as many chances as possible.
So one thing, like we talked about in the pregame, the focus, and like Coach Carpenter talked about those lapses in the second half. He wants to see that disappear. Another cross kick, number 80 fields it, and down he goes. Almost deja vu all over again.
Yes.
About the 32-yard line. Zach Murphy on the return. And the Bulldogs, their second possession, will go to work 1st and 10 from about the 32-yard line.
On the 33-yard line, first down for the Bulldogs.
Junction City, first time on the field defense. I think gave up only, 4 yards?
I believe so.
So, Coach Carpenter would love to see him do another 3 and out. Dragons kind of in the old 5-2 here. Bulldogs in the bone. Give to, I believe, the fullback.
Big hit.
Man. Oh, man.
Javante Rogers from his safety position coming up and making a big play right there. Or excuse me, from the corner spot. That's a big, and we get to talking about Armstrong and even Bell and Mason down front, and you look at this secondary, and not just speed, but guys that aren't afraid to just bring the pad and lay a lick, as was evident right there with Rogers.
But the rumor is that we lift weights down in Junction City.
That's the rumor.
Mr. Rogers does it very well. Here's a pitch now to the tailback trying to get outside. There's nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, it hasn't been often, in the past 15 years, somebody's been able to get outside on the Dragons. And, with this bunch, as we were talking about earlier, with one of the fastest teams we've seen in a while, they're not going to be able to get outside tonight either.
Okay, it's going to bring up a third. They lost a couple yards. It's going to be about a 3rd and 8 for Junction City. Excuse me, for Hampton. Dragon defense got them backed up inside the 35 here, trying to keep them from getting any further. Here's a give to one of the two. There's nowhere for him to go. A little running back for Hampton, number 2, is brought down by a host of Dragons, including
Jamarquez Owens got to him first. I don't think he was touched.
I didn't look like
I don't believe he was touched.
Mario Bell's in there. And I couldn't get the other number. There's about 5 Dragons got through there, and maybe 4 of them didn't even get touched.
Yeah.
Just shot through there. So it brings up 4th down and 13 for Hampton. And once again, Jarkel Brown back deep. One of the up men.
Very interesting.
The up men up with him
formation.
is Jaquise Dancy. Here's the punt now. They kick it away from both of them. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 47-48 yard line. Great field position again for Junction City with 7:14 remaining in the first quarter. Dragons up 7-zip. So the Dragon offense on the field again. And let's see what Coach Carter tries to do. Do you, in a game like this, Jacob, do you consider, hey, let's put a little something on film for somebody to worry about? Do you do it right now, or do you kind of wait?
Well, you do it.
I guess first question, do you do it?
Yes, you do it because that's they have to prepare. It's something other teams have to prepare for, and it's definitely something you want to put on film.
All right, Holyfield's in the gun, takes a snap, throws it, and overthrow, had a man open, number 2, Jarkel Brown, and shot it deep and didn't quite connect.
I don't know if Brown thought that Holyfield was going to try to look for him. Looked like he had slowed down a little bit, and he was just out of the reach. But a good throw from Holyfield right there.
It was very nice. Very nice, crisp, I guess you would say, throw. So it brings up 2nd down. And actually, they got the ball spotted right at midfield. So 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Sailor Wilson split out wide to the Dragons side of the field. Twins on the far side. Dancy gets the gets the toss here. Cuts up to the 45, to the 40. And about a 10-yard gain, and that should be a 1st down for Junction City. Mr. Dancy's first carry tonight, he gets 10.
Good block right there by Jamario Bell. Give Dancy a lane to cut up in.
And then, like we said, and I think I've used this description nearly every game, I hope folks don't get tired of it.
And a questionable.
Okay, you
here
hear
we
the crowd
go.
there. Now, here we go. He had the 1st down. He's in a poor spot by the official. Now they got it straight. But the description I use, give him 18 inches, just like Gail Sayers. That's all he needs.
That's it. Just give him a little daylight, and he's gone.
Okay, 1st and 10 from the 40. Holyfield in the gun, drops back, looks, throws. Bo Hooks with the reception at the 35, makes a cut back toward the middle of the field, gets to about the 30. And very close. If it's not a 1st down, it is very close to a 1st down. Mr. Bo Hooks on the reception. And they're going to say he's right there on it. Now, wait till they get it spotted. Now, give him 9 yards on the reception. So 2nd and 1 from the 31.
Soft cushion right there from the corners, and Dragons just learning out routes, little curls, little outs, and a quick release by Holyfield, and 9-yard gain.
And I'll bring that up next. Here we go. Holyfield drops back. He's got a rush on him. He's going to scramble. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Holyfield at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Runs through a tackle down to about the 2-3 yard line. Randall Holyfield showing some moves.
Pressured right there. A little, he was hurried, and he just tucked it and made a play.
What I was going to ask you a while ago, the Dragons are going to have a 1st and goal at the 3, 6:04 remaining in the first quarter. And my question is going to be in a minute here about this cushion we're seeing from the Hampton defense. All right, Dragons still in the same offense. Holyfield's in the gun. He's got Dancy lined up beside him. Drops back, looking. Now he'll throw. It's caught by Jarkel Brown, who makes a move, but he's going to get to about the 1 yard line, I believe. It's hard to tell. It's at the far side of the field. Let's see where they put it. And it'll bring up a 2nd and goal. It looks like it's about the 1 yard line. We'll say it is. Anyway, clock running here in the first quarter. Junction City leading 7-0. And checking into the game now, Josh Armstrong and Bo Hooks. The Dragons, 2nd and goal from the 3. You want to guess the play?
I formation. I'm going to say a dive.
The give is to
There it is.
Dancy.
Touchdown.
And the result is a Dragon touchdown. 5:06 to go in the first quarter. And Junction City now up 13-0. Jaquise Dancy, they got 3-yard line on there, so we'll say a 3-yard run.
Kind of the bread and butter from I guess my playing days. Got an I formation right there, like a 22 blast, 22 dive, and you know it's hard to stop.
It's hard. Well, you know the head Dragon likes that. I mean, yeah, we got to spread the field and throw it a little bit, but it's hard.
It don't hurt to get under center and pound it every now and then.
He's still ground and pounding hard. All right, the extra point from Jarkel Brown is up, and it is good. 5:06 left in the first quarter. Your score now is Junction City 14, Hampton nothing. The question I had, you mentioned it twice already, the cushion that the Hampton secondary is giving the Dragon receivers. Talk about that a little bit.
You know, I understand the cushion with the threats Junction has. I mean, anybody out there at any given time, you know, can catch a ball, can make a break, but you know, they don't want to give up that big play, but there comes a time when you got to start, you know, trying to contest routes and bump receivers off routes, and it's either die trying or have a slow death, so to speak. And Junction will just keep hitting them with the curl routes, with the out routes, and then, you know, they may even get them with an out and up if they do start to bite, and then, you know, it'll be a long night for them, so to speak.
So kind of like a pick your poison.
Definitely.
All right, I think I've said this already. Jarkel Brown's got the ball teed up. And here we go again. There's a cross kick. This time number 32 for him is going to field it at the 25-yard line. Trying to, he is splattered by number 9.
That's Mr. Robert Armstrong on the tackle.
Mr. Robert Armstrong.
It's a big hit.
And when I say splattered, I mean he was hit and put down immediately at about the 28-yard line. We'll call it 1st and 10 for the Dogs there. I'll give them credit though. They're playing tough. He wasn't afraid. The return man for Hampton wasn't afraid to take it up into the field.
No doubt.
Run into Mr. Armstrong in the process. 5:01 left in the first quarter. Dragons up 14-0. Hampton with their 3rd possession, and now the Bulldogs split a few out wide. The quarterback keeper looking for somewhere to go, and there's nowhere to go.
Too fast, yeah. Honestly, the Bulldogs might just need to get in the shotgun here, and hope for the best, because I just don't see how they'll be able to move the ball in this, especially the front 7 of the Dragons. And then we even seen, a couple of drives earlier where a safety was coming up and he was laying the pad. So it's going to be tough to move the ball on the ground tonight.
And we wasn't saying that like Hampton is not blocking. Hampton is having trouble blocking.
Yes, I mean there is an effort out there. It's just
a while ago we said they just flying through.
Definitely.
Like you said, there's an effort, but it's just they cannot get pad on pad. And the same thing here. It's just pushing them back.
It definitely. Host of Dragon Taylor Mason getting off the bottom of the pile. Jamario Bell. It's just when you see your defensive lineman getting up off the bottom of the pile, you know you're getting a good push.
And I believe I'm not sure, but I think number 4 was in there.
He probably was. I'm sure. Yeah. A nose, eyes, everything for the football. He's there.
He is there. It's 3rd.
Whether you invite him or not, he's there.
You got that right. 3rd and 8. Let's see what the Bulldogs try to do. Junction City, in fact, you're talking about Jacob. They got about 7 in the box. There's a snap. I believe there was a fumble.
Flags on the play. I think it's going to be a.
Junction City says they have the ball. And let's see what the flag is.
I think they're going to call offsides on the Dragons. So, that's a mistake. Probably could have been, I guess prohibited, but you do like to see the fire right there, wanting to get off the ball and make a play.
That's
I guess it's better to be early than late, so to speak.
And I don't want to sound like, what do you mean by focus? They just got a 5-yard penalty, but you see the focus.
Definitely, definitely.
Hey, we're ready to roll here.
Definitely.
And that's what
ready
Coach
to go.
Carpenter, when we're talking about the meet, that's what he's wanting to see.
You don't want to let down. Just because, the first 2 drives go well, you don't want to, you can't take a drive off, can't take a play off.
That's right. Third, and let's call it 5 for the Bulldogs. Man in motion number 17, he's going to get flat. I think they had a couple moving there. And that's going to back the Bulldogs up. 3:19 to go here in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by McDonald's Grocery, Junction City Pharmacy, and Junction City Floors. For all your hometown needs in whatever area, visit one of those fine sponsors. I guarantee they got you covered. Flowers, pharmaceutical needs, or a good sandwich I can't quit talking about. They got it all. 3:17 clock running in the first quarter. Junction City up 14-0. The Dogs gave back the 5 yards, so it's 3rd and 9 all over again. Got everything back in tight. Junction City has got 7 in the box. They're going to try to throw here. The ball's tossed up, and it's going to be intercepted by number 15.
Jay Mitchell,
and the ball is resting on about the 45-yard line, and the Dragon offense back on the field, ready to go.
Mr. Mitchell might want to thank the D-line right there. Kind of a poorly thrown ball, but we probably chalk that up to the pressure. And, when you're having to defend the run, especially in the triple option, your linemen are going to get upfield, and then when you do decide to throw out of it, they're kind of already in your face, so it's kind of a hard situation right
there. And that's what happened there. Okay, Mr. Holyfield got Dancy lined up beside him, gives to Dancy. Dancy
just a good grief.
Dancy takes number 54 with him, and between them they pick up 7-8 yards there. He took 54 with him.
I mean, he had him for about a 2-yard gain, and Dancy wanted 6 more. So,
and he got it. So a nice pickup there for Mr. Dancy. And Rev while ago was showing me stats. He had 2 carries for 13 yards. As we mentioned in pregame, 39 yards needed to get into the dirty dozen. Now he's about counting that, and he's within, I'd say, 18, 17 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Possibly one big run.
Say, here goes. Give to Dancy. Dancy looked for a little running room at the 45. He goes down to about the 40. Let's see where they're going to mark it. He's got a first down for Junction City. It's going to be about the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Dragons with 2:09 remaining in the first quarter. And, not bragging, they're in control.
Definitely.
Dragon defense
just,
doing its
just
job.
Chipping away right
doing
here.
What it's supposed to do.
As we were saying earlier, we may want to show a flash of play right here that, hadn't been seen on film, just to put that in the back of future opponents' minds. We have to prepare for it.
Okay, Mr. Dancy is out of the game. Holyfield, nice toss, Bo Hooks. Bo Hooks has got it at 35, takes a tackler with him and has another Junction City first down at about the, let's see where they're going to put it.
That's
about the 33-yard line.
That's Hooks' second catch of the night. It appeared to be the same simple little 10-yard route that he caught a pass on the far side of the field about 2 drives earlier. And, with that big cushion, that's probably going to be there all night.
It's going to put the Dragons 1st and 10. Let's mark it at the 33-yard line. Holyfield again throws, and it's going to be in. It was tipped, or it went through the hands of number 15, Jay Mitchell, and was tipped and intercepted. I can't tell by who for Hampton, but he takes it all the way down to about the 41, 42-yard line. So a turnover there. Looked like the ball was a little high, but probably should have been caught.
Yeah, little high throw right there, off the end of the fingertips. Probably should have been hauled in, but you turned it over. But
Well, it's kind of a challenge here. Okay, guys, let's shut them down. I don't want to see nothing on this drive here from them. Because the Bulldogs, it gives them a little fire, a little life. 1:22 left in the first quarter. They got the ball on the Junction City 41, 1st and 10. So let's see what the Dragon defense does. Mason, Smith, Owens, Bale, and I'm trying to get the other one's name in on the front line for Junction City. Then about a 5-2 here. Bulldogs got it in tight. Here's a give and swallowed up at the 40.5-yard line. Yeah. So that's about all he got there.
Especially when dealing with the triple option, it's key that your defensive ends contain. If they get upfield, then it's possibly one big run away, from a score. And it's assignment football, so to speak. And with Bale and Robert Armstrong at the ends, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job tonight.
Well, I did mention him a while ago. He's on the far side as one of the defensive ends, and there was some movement, both sides, I believe. But
It's on
Mr.
the
Owens
offense.
went flying across.
He had a good
fast.
reason to.
And it's going to go against Hampton. He was drawed off.
That's what you like to see as a D lineman. You know, your coach, the ball moves. It's time to go. It's time to party, so to speak. And he was there.
And again, that goes back, like you said, how, I want to, Coach Carpenter talking about, and I know we keep inside, but that is one of the main things he's looking for. I
Definitely.
want you paying attention. Intensity. I want you paying attention every play. And you can tell that Junction City defense so far doing it. 25 seconds left and counting in the first quarter. Hampton now faces a 2nd and 14. Here's a give and nowhere to go. Going to lose yards. Jamario Bell brings them down hard. Let's see where they're going to mark it. It would be a loss for sure. Also in there, number 7, Keandre Evans. And number 4. And that's the end of the first quarter. It's going to be a loss of about I'm going to say
9.
about 6 on top of that. So it's going to be 3rd and let's call it 20 when we start the second quarter. The end of the first quarter here at Andy Anders Field, Boyd Arnold Stadium here in Hampton. Junction City 14, Hampton nothing. And as we go to the second quarter, let's talk about some fine sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. Accident and Injury Center of South Arkansas, Dr. Jed Frisbee, they bringing you this second quarter, along with Junction City Pharmacy, McDonald's Grocery, STI Sims, and Junction City Floors. I believe I got everybody there, bringing you this second quarter. So, quick assessment, Jacob, on the first quarter. What did you see that you liked? Was there anything you didn't like?
The offense moved the ball well. I believe they had 3 drives that all resulted in, 2 drives that resulted in touchdowns, and then, the turnover right there. But I really wouldn't, worry about that. That happens. Yeah, the ball may have should have been caught, kind of a high throw. But, you just chalk it up and move on. And the defense playing well, flying to the football. DN's doing a great job against the triple option. Hampton really can't seem to get comfortable in any other formation. And they're kind of backed into a tight situation right here.
Yeah, they're facing offense that's not geared or appears not to be geared for big plays, so to speak. Facing a 3rd and 17.
Chip away, yeah.
And the Junction City defense has been tough. As we go into the second quarter, Rev had me stats here. Jaquise Dancy, 4 carries, 24 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Also big plays out of Randall Holyfield too.
Here we go, second quarter, and the Bulldogs are putting it up again, and this one's going to be intercept. Oh, he caught it. He caught it, then the ball went up in there.
That is a catch. That's an interception.
And then he brought it back down.
Great job right there. Great
Number
focus.
7, I believe that was Keandre Evans, and Junction City's got the ball at the 30, 1st and 10. And you were mentioning Randall Holyfield.
Yes. Real good first quarter from Holyfield. He did have the interception, but that's football.
And like you said, 2 real good runs by Randall. One, I believe, both of the runs set up touchdowns. The Dragon offense back on the field. Holyfield is in the gun. He's got Demario Hayes lined up beside him. Sailor Wilson split to the Dragon side of the field. Now he goes in motion. 1st and 10. Holyfield drops back. Got some pressure coming. Spins out or gets out of it. Looks. Now he throws it up. He's got Wilson at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15.
Man, that's a horse collar.
We're going to have the old horse collar call. Sailor Wilson got behind the secondary, hauls it in, and puts the Dragons down at the 13-yard line with a penalty to come.
That's an excellent play by Randall Holyfield. Was pressured there, was kind of forced out of the pocket, and instead of wanting to tuck it and take off, stayed with it. Wilson got open, connected with him. It's a big game on top of the penalty that's about to be enforced, and the Dragons are knocking on the door again.
And also on a very nice throw. Again, Holyfield, I like the throw. He's nice and crisp. Now they're going to wave the flag off, and they're going to go ahead and call it 1st down. Let's see what the scoreboard puts up for the yard line. I'm saying the 13-yard line. Yeah, they got it now on the 13. So 1st and 10 for the Dragons, 13-yard line. The penalty is waved off, or the flag is waved off, and now the official stops play again. right, now we're ready to go. 11-11 to go in the first half. Junction City 14, Hampton nothing. Dragons knocking on the door. Holyfield in the gun, drops back on the snap, throws over the middle, incomplete. Had two receivers like on a cross route. They were right there together. Brown and Bale. It goes incomplete. So 2nd and 10. The Dragons getting ready, getting the play in. Bo Huck's bringing it in.
Coach had a hot. Bell turned it into a post.
And let's see what the Dragons try here. 11:04 to go, first half. 2nd and 10, ball on the Hampton 13-yard line. Holyfield gets the snap, lays it, throws it up to Bale, and he's got it.
What a kick! Holy cow!
The circus is in town, and Jamario Bale is the main attraction.
Yes, sir.
Circus catch by Bale for the touchdown.
No doubt. Good thrown ball by Holyfield. Turned Bell around a little bit, but he went up with his big paws and brought it down. Great catch.
All right, we're waiting on Jarkell to get ready here, getting his shoe tied up. And Mr. Holyfield, like you said, again, his throws are looking good. He did turn Jamario around, but that's a little highlight play there.
But when you have a receiver like you do in Bell, it's kind of a just throw it up there situation and let him go get it. Because, I mean, it was, you don't want to say blanket coverage, but it was pretty good coverage by Hampton. And, you know, he really couldn't do anything with him.
That's right, he couldn't. The extra point is good. And our score now 21-0, and the Dragons taking care of business. Only one hiccup, and that's been the interception. And like you said, that's something that's just going to happen sometimes. You know, throw a little high. Still should have been maybe called, but nonetheless, Dragon defense responded. And the Dragon offense comes right out, and let's see, how many plays was that? 3 plays, I believe, and another touchdown. So with 10:59 to go in the first half, Junction City 21, Hampton nothing. And just a reminder, the Junction City Dragons next week will also be on the road again. And this time, I'm going to say it's Hempstead County we're heading to, the Spring Hill Bears. After that, I believe the Dragons return home, and it will be the Woodlawn Bears. So bear hunting the next 2 weeks after we deal with these canines from Calhoun County. All right, Jarkell Brown cross kick, well, kind of kicks this one deep. And the ball is fumbled by the return man for him. Now he picks it up to run and going to get a decent return to about the 37, 38-yard line. So that's where Hampton will go to work. 1st and 10, and the Dogs are trying to get something going here. Down 21-0.
That plastic wrap, Coach, is in the bottom of that black box. The bottom of that black box.
Hampton, basically the same personnel in there. I thought they'd swap quarterbacks, but I believe it's still the same quarterback. No, they have swapped quarterbacks now. Number 9 in the game. So from the 37, the Dogs are going to try to get something going. Junction City got 8 in the box now. Here's a cross. Again, nice little play here, but that's going to pick up a little bit for them. And it'll be about a 6-yard gain for Hampton.
Hey, that's the longest gain of the evening for the Bulldogs.
But definitely their most positive play. So they swapped quarterbacks up, and it's kind of like a little cross play there, and picked up about 6.
A lot of different things you can run out of the triple option, and that, you know, keep the defense, you know, on their toes.
2nd and 4, 10-21 and counting remaining in the first half. Junction City on top, 21-0. Dogs only got one guy split out. Here's a give now to one of the halfbacks, and he's going to be close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. And it's right on the first down marker for Hampton. In fact, they're right near the 47-yard line. So it'll bring up a third and less than a yard?
Yeah, definitely less than a yard. I would have asked for a measurement right there.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. All right, the Dragons again easing a couple more guys up into the box. Now one drops out. Let's see. Here's a give. They're attacking that middle. And this time One of the first people I see is number 4, Josh Armstrong. He was in there, but 67, I believe that's Singleton. Am I right, Jacob?
Yes.
In on the tackle. And it will be a first down for the Bulldogs. 9:51 to go in the first half.
It was the first down of the evening for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, yes. About 9:30 to go. Here's a give again. Actually, quarterback keeper. And a host of Dragons on the tackle.
Bulldogs are just chipping away right now. As we just mentioned, that was their first down of the evening. And as a coach, you don't want to say that this one's out of reach, you know, it being 21-0. But you do like to see positive yards and positive play, especially working out of this triple option offense.
And like I mentioned a while ago, Hampton they changed quarterbacks, so now it's like they're basically still running the same offense, but they're starting to get some results. And actually, the guy started early there, but a nice tackle by number 7, Keandre Evans, brings down the runner right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be about a 3rd and 6 with 8:40 to go. And the crowd also noticed, I believe it was number 2 for Hampton, he was moving before the snap.
And with the change at quarterback that the Bulldogs have made, and with the positive yards that they're gaining on this drive, you have to think it's based on a decision making from the quarterback position with the options that he has. He's making better decisions, thus resulting in some positive yards.
Yeah, it's helped them kind of get something going here. And another thing is keeping the Junction City offense
off the field.
So they're accomplishing 2 things, and I imagine, and Coach Abel's game planning this week, that was 2 things that was on his mind. So it brings up 3rd and 6, a little under 8 minutes to go, first half. And I believe we got a fumble, and the Dragons, yes, recovered it. Number 15, or I can't tell who got the fumble recovered. Was it Bale? I believe it. Bale recovered for the Dragons, so they'll take over 1st and 10, and they're tending to. I've been watching here. Number 3 for Junction City, Jaquez Dancy. He's been out of the game for a while, and he's being tended to on the sideline right now. So the Dragons will go with 31, DeMario Hayes. And Holyfield in the gun, takes a snap, drops back. He's looking downfield, throws. Bo Hooks with the reception. Bo makes a cut to the 40, goes down to near the 35-yard line, and another nice reception by Bo Hooks.
Sure hands right there. Same route. No coverage right there. Big cushion. And the Dragons are picking them apart right here.
And Bo, he's just working right on in there.
Becoming a favorite target,
definitely. And what's also nice, he's catching it. It's 5 or 6 yards, and he adds another 4
yards after
catch. So first down for Junction City. Dragons on the move again. Holyfield in the gun, takes a snap, drops back. He is being heavily rushed, and that's a scary one he threw there. I'm not going to say he should have took the sack.
Yeah, kind of hung it up there.
He kind of hung it up there.
The Bulldogs doing something with their D-line. They're standing some guys up, putting some guys down, and then right before the snap, they're changing, which could cause problems for the Dragon offensive line.
Well, it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from about the 37-yard line, 38-yard line for Junction City. 7:19 remaining in the first half. Dragons on top 21-0, looking to add a little more to it. Holyfield in the gun. He's got Mitchell, and he's got double twins, Mitchell and Hooks to the Dragon side. Now he's looking downfield, throws. He's got Bale, and Bale has got, he's going to take, look at this. Takes about 5 or 6 Bulldogs with him inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Call it the 14, I believe. Where like they're marking it, it'll be a first down for Junction City, and the Dragons in double twins.
Double twins formation. Running off the field, Keandre Evans. This won't be in the paper tomorrow, but a big blitz pickup off the edge that gave Holyfield the time to set and find Bell.
And put the Dragons in the red zone again with a 1st and 10. 6:55 counting in the first half. Holyfield gets the snap. It's low. He picks it up. He's going to have to run with it. Now he throws it right before. He wasn't quite to the line of scrimmage, and he tried to go ahead and throw it. It's incomplete.
It ain't complete. Brings up second down.
Kind of makes you a little uneasy on plays.
The guy trying to make a play right there. You gotta like it, but at the same time, you kind of cringe, hoping the ball hits the ground soon.
It's going to keep the ball on the 15-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 10. And the back lining up beside Holyfield, who's in the gun again, is Josh Armstrong. Here's a give now to Armstrong. He makes a cut. Now he dances to the outside. Armstrong shoots through the gap, and he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, and a great block
by
Sailor Wilson there. A very good block. And Josh Armstrong's showing that speed, scoots to the end zone 15 yards out. And now it's 27-0 Junction City, pending the extra point. 6:39 remaining in the first half, and the Dragons doing what they need to do. All right, Jarkel Brown's out there. He's ready now. Will Smith, your holder. There's a snap, and now Will's going to throw it, and he's got, I believe that is Robert Armstrong for the 2-point conversion. It is good, and now the Dragons lead 29-0.
That goes back to showing something on film that opponents in the near future and even in the playoffs, they see it. Okay, they can run this fake out of their extra point formation. They can run this fake. So therefore, the guys that are lined up on these targets, they're not as heavy to rush in to block the kick.
That's right.
Giving the kicker a little more time to get the ball through.
Well, it's one thing too when you see some of the formations. Just City, I noticed personnel, they're changing them up, and we're trying to watch. And like you said, putting it on film, a little something for you to study. We may run that against you, we may not. We might not run it for another 3 weeks. But it's something that they have to be concerned with. So the first half going kind of like we expected. Junction City leads 29-0. And like I said, Jaquise Dancy has not been in the game since the first quarter. He's on the sideline. And I'm pretty sure you can see him there sometimes in the shot. I'm just going to say that I'm not going to speculate or anything. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, cross kick. It's going to go out of bounds. In fact, it went to the head Dragon, and he fumbled it. So the only other thing that went wrong,
that's about the only thing that's went wrong tonight for the Dragons. I'll have to ask him about that next time I see him.
Yeah, when you see him, a couple of his players just got
giving him a hard time.
Yeah, now they're giving him a hard time. Come on, Coach. You want to be on the good hands team? You got to show us something. So 2 things has went wrong. All right, ball's going to be put on the 35-yard line. 6:39 left in the first half. And this first half brought to you by Junction City Pharmacy. With all your hometown needs, pharmaceutical needs, gifts, and got the soda fountain to check out. Junction City Florist and McDonald's Grocery. All right, Hampton, they're going to try to toss here. Number 9.
Robert Armstrong.
Is sacked immediately by number 9. And I say toss, they're going to try to throw the ball here, and it did not work. It's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play. So it'll bring up 2nd and 15, and Junction City defense doing what they need to do. And also, I mentioned a couple other sponsors of this first half. Accident and Injury Center of South Arkansas, Dr. Jed Frisbee. Any back pains, problems like that you have, go by and see Dr. Frisbee. And STI Sims. Okay, 2nd and 15. Hampton trying to get a little something going. Here's a handoff to number 2 for the Bulldogs, and he is brought down hard by number 4, Josh Armstrong, and number 40, Jamario Bell, in on the tackle.
It goes back to what we were saying about the defensive ends keeping contained upfield, which opens up the space for the linebackers to come and make the play. And on that one, the DN and the linebacker, Bell and Armstrong, were both there on the tackle.
And something we talked about in the pregame, and actually in the first quarter a little bit, the speed. They were there immediately. And I've actually, of course, Bell up on the line, but Armstrong That knows he was flying.
And when you have that speed, if you can't get the guy down, help is coming.
That's it. Yes, that is one thing of this Dragon defense. If you can just get in there and cause a problem, help's on the way. 3rd and 19, and a hard rush coming. The ball's going to be caught, and Jay Mitchell put the receiver down hard. It's caught. It's going to be a pickup, though, of about 5 yards, and it's 4th, and let's call it 14. The ball's on the about 31-yard line of Hampton. So 4th and 14, and the Dogs will have to punt.
Lane Wood hurried the quarterback. He kind of threw that one off his back foot, didn't really get the best throw right there.
And Lane Wood was in there very fast.
Definitely.
Yeah, actually, he went, I believe, just completely unblocked. So 4th down. Jarkel Brown is standing at about the Dragon 40. And now we got a timeout by Hampton. 4:24 left in the first half. Junction City 29, Hampton 0. One other scored a pass along. Strong 15, Murfreesboro 6, and that is at the half. So the Dragons, I mean, there's not much else to say. They're doing what they got to do. And what do you work on when the second half rolls around? What does Coach Carpenter do? This game, he's got it in control right now. It appears he's going to keep it in control. So when you come out second half, what is he going to be looking for?
You know, Dragons a touchdown away from the state's mercy rule, the sportsmanship rule. And the second half will be a time where you get guys, you have guys playing out of position, working on different techniques at different positions, and you also get your younger guys a chance to get in the game and get action, because as we've said, come playoffs, you need every man possible.
And that is one thing, definitely, in case you have, those, they call them knick-knack injuries, but things that come up slow. One of the guys is starting down or whatever, that backup's got to be ready. All right, it's a low snap. The punt is almost blocked, but they get it away. And Jarkel Brown picks it up at the 29, dances up to the 40. Jarkel will get to about the 40-yard line, so about 11-yard return for Jarkel. And the Dragons will go to work there, 1st and 10. And like you said, one touchdown away from the mercy rule. So, Dragon offense on the field. And I see a couple new faces out there. Lane Wood's in. Jarkel Brown checking in. Holyfield still at quarterback. And they'll go to work from the 41st and 10, 4:12 remaining. Holyfield in the shotgun. He's got DeMario Hayes beside him. Here's a snap, give to Hayes. He's looking for some running room and gonna break some tackles.
He'll make his own.
Make his own. He should have lost 3-4 yards, and he ends up picking up 5. So a nice run.
Hard to bring these Junction City running backs down. Their initial contact, not good. And the second and third contact's probably not going to be good enough either. Hard runners, they like to run downhill. I guess that's how it's always been, for Coach Carpenter.
And that's the kind of running he likes to see. It's going to bring up second. They're going to say a 4-yard gain. So 2nd and 6 from the 43-yard line. And again, I know where to go. The Dragons, I think, have put in 1 or 2 new linemen, and Hampton is shooting through there, making some plays. In fact, it's going to be a loss of about 2 yards. And the clapping you hear, the cheering is for Jaquise Dancy. They are taking him off the field in a cart and taking him over to the ambulance. And we don't know any more than that, whether it's a precaution or what, and we're going to leave it at that. That's all we know. We're just relaying what we see, and that's all we're going to say. All right, 3rd and 9 from about the 41-yard line. Holyfield drops back, throws. It's going to be, it actually should have been called. It was a little high, but it should have been called. It's be incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th and 9. The intended receiver was Akeem Gibson. So 4th down, and the Dragons will punt it away. That's not the series you wanted to see.
It wasn't, but you have to admire the, I guess, the zing of Holyfield's throw right there. Just an absolute fireball. They're running the same route, the little 10-yard curl, and had he connected with them, it'd have probably been a big gain. High snap.
And Jarkell picks it up now. He's going to throw the ball. It's going to be called. Holy Moses, what a play by the Dragons and a first down. Oh, man. I like that.
I don't.
Okay, I'm not going to punt it. That's a bad snap, but hey, I'll throw it.
I don't know if you could have drawn that one up in the backyard. A high snap. The punter standing at 15. The snap probably went 15 yards past him. He picks it up, and that was about a 35-yard throw to gain 12.
That looks like something we used to do down in the pasture, South Caledonia. You run toward the pine tree, and you run over toward the hill there, and I'm going to throw it to one of y'all. I mean, he put it up there. Nice catch. And the Dragons are going to keep the ball at they got showing the 41, I'm going to say the 43, 44-yard line of Hampton. And it's going to be a 1st and 10, and now we have a timeout. And the Hampton coaches are wanting to talk about that play with the officials. And I think if I was coach for Hampton, I'd say, you know what, I'm going to put that in the playbook.
That's definitely one you want to look at. Like I said, I don't know if they could have drawn it up better in the backyard.
Well, it bails the Dragons out, and it does put the ball on the Hampton 43. 2:42 remaining in the first half. Junction City in control, 29-0. And like I said, next week on the road to Spring Hill, I believe, and after that, come back home for the Woodlawn game. And while we're doing that, let's do a couple of shout-outs, and one in particular here. Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Sean Dancy watching the game tonight along with his family, and glad you're with us. And hopefully everything will be all right. He's, of course, Jaquise Dancy's dad. And Mr. James Bryant, making progress, recovering well. He's tuning in from Cornerstone Hospital in Monroe. And Mr. Bryant wants everybody to know that he's proud of these Dragons, and
yes, sir.
Go Dragons, go. And Mr. Bryant, we're going to say go, Mr. Bryant, go, and hope you continue to recover well.
Speedy recovery.
Okay, 1st and 10 from the 43. Holyfield in the gun. Gets snapped. He's going deep. He's got,
just through his hands.
Oh, just through his hands. He had Jarkell Brown. We keep emphasizing a nice throw.
It's one of them things where last year won a state title, first year running the spread, but it's hard not to admire a pass when it comes out of a quarterback's hand when he has a Dragons jersey on. It's just something we can't get used. It's just hard to get used to. And Holyfield, tight spirals, and that one should have been caught.
And you know, we've said that a couple of times already on some of the balls that haven't been caught, but overall, a great group of receivers. All
definitely.
Right. Holyfield back again looking. He's got some pressure now. He throws it incomplete. And had Bo Hooks in there, but he was throwing to get rid of it, not throwing to Bo actually. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. And the Dragons running in a fresh group of receivers, or a receiver I should say, and still throwing the ball. Number 80 checking in for Junction City. You got him there, Jacob, for the Dragons. Jed Butler in the game. Dragons have got twins to their side of the field. One split out wide, and that's Sailor Wilson. Here's the throw. Mr. Butler on the reception, and a nice catch. And the Butler did it. He picked up about, let's see, good 6 yards there. It's going to be 4th down. Actually, let's call it 5-yard gains.
Soft cushion by the Bulldogs. They had twins to the bottom side of your screen if you're watching at home, and the inside receiver, I believe, run a deep fade.
Yep.
And Butler cut his route off about 6 yards. Made a good sure hands grab.
And the Dragons are going for it. Holyfield. Now he calls timeout, and then the head Dragon says, I want to talk about this a minute. And he's doing a little pointing and discussing. Okay, 1:44 left to go in the first half. Junction City leads 29-0. And let's go ahead and do the trivia question. We're going to do one this week. Last week we did 2 in honor of homecoming, but we're going to do 1. And our trivia question this week, the Arkansas Activity Association has an all-star game they play every year, East versus the West. The best players in the state participating in it. And my question is an easy one, my friends. Who was the Dragons' first all-star football player? Very first one. That's our trivia question, brought to you by McDonald's Grocery, STI Sims, Junction City Pharmacy, and Junction City Florist, and Accident and Injury Center of South Arkansas. Who was the Dragons' first all-star football player? Now, I am going to have to create a rule here real quick. If Mr. Craig Jones is listening, and then, folks, he knows his stuff, I'm not going to take Craig's answer unless nobody has it right at the start of the fourth quarter. Because I got a feeling Craig may know. He may not. But if he does know and he's listening, if I don't have a winner at the start of the fourth quarter, you're welcome to try. Who was the Dragons' first all-star football player? I'm going to give you one hint, folks. It was not our stat guy, Ricky Watts. Okay, so that narrowed the field down right there. Okay, 4th and 5 from the 30, let's call it 38. The give is to Josh Armstrong.
That one's going to be close.
It's close. I mean, he ran hard in there, and I'm afraid, though, yep, they're going to mark him short. But a good run, but, well, they need to measure that. That needs to be measured. And they're not. Well, it's close. Now they're going to discuss it.
Indecisiveness from the officials.
Yes. And they're saying no, there will be no measurement or nothing. It's going to be 1st and 10 Hampton. And I'm not saying he absolutely got it, but it is. I mean,
it's too close not to measure.
Go out there and measure it. But nonetheless, 1:38 to go. The Bulldogs are going to try to do a little something here. Down 29-0. Dragon defense in the like a 4-2 there. Here's a give and nowhere to go. The Dragons shutting it down. 67 in on the tackle. Singleton and 57 Owens. It'll be 2nd and 10. The clock running 1:22, and Hampton is not in a hurry. I think they're just going to try to run
this one to the half.
Take it to halftime. Looks like the game plan. They're going to say a 1-yard pickup. And just a reminder, tonight's fine sponsors trivia question: who was the Dragons' first all-star football player? All right, here's a toss now to number 2 for Hampton, and he is swallowed. Man, this is a term we better get used to. It looks like the rest of this game. A host of Dragons.
A host of Dragons.
And that's about the best way to put it. It's going to be about a 3rd and 6, 43 seconds, 42. And I imagine Hampton's going to try to figure, hey, we're going to run one more play and get out of here. Let's set this up right. Third and 6 for the Hampton Bulldogs as we get near halftime. And this has a chance probably to be the last play of the first half. Hampton got 2 split out, 1 on each side of the field, man in motion, and here's a give to number 2. He cuts into the middle. Now he takes it outside. Is trying to get some running room. He's going to get, I believe, another first down for the Bulldogs with 3 seconds left. Now, if I'm correct, Jacob, that is their second first down of the half.
First down for the Bulldogs. Timeout, Hampton.
Hampton calls a timeout. So, we will get one more play after all with 3 seconds left and see what the Bulldogs are going to try to do. And we'll go ahead and tell the folks listening now, start of 3rd quarter, we're going to do our shout-outs. So let us know where you're listening and watching from. And while we're doing that, and they're in a timeout here, let me do a couple of shout-outs right here. Mr. James Bryant, we just mentioned him. Glad to hear he's doing better. And Miss Billy Ruth Hayes and Carolyn Bird in Branson, Missouri. And do a shout-out to them. Both those ladies love listening to Dragon football. And those of you that don't mind, pray for the state of Missouri. And here's one in particular that I want to pass along a special shout-out. Very good friend of mine. Mr. Kevin Green is, of course, battling cancer, and a very big fan of the Dragons. And I've known Kevin, his family, whole life, and my friend, we're with you all the way. You're in our thoughts and prayers. And I hope that everything goes good. That's Mr. Kevin Green. All right, last play for sure, folks, of the first half. And the Bulldogs are going to try to throw it. They do throw it, and good rush by Lane Wood and I believe Blake McClellan, and almost picked off
Matthew Freeman,
who made a good dive for it. But that's going to end the first half. Our score, Junction City 29, Hampton nothing. And I'm going to turn here to I think we gave him a new title today. He is our road producer, Mr. Derek Watts. Tell him just leave it on. But we're going to take about a 5-minute break, and we'll come back and do our halftime show. Once again, Junction City leads 29-0. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, folks.
This will be good. Cool. They still sell cherry Dr. Pepper, but there was no sign of vanilla. It's kind of disappointing. What's wrong with this country? I don't know. Is there really? Yeah, there is. Look into that. 29, I didn't realize our band was here.